Namaste and welcome to the Pave podcast.
Have you answered those questions?
Let's move on then to the other section. So we have the listening section.
We have two types of tests. We have the computer delivered version and the pen and paper test.
Try this pronunciation, sorry. Whoops, that's ironic. I mispronounced pronunciation. We're going to move straight on to the writing exam. Asheen, can you take us through the writing exam?
Sure. So we have two different types of writing, which is basically two parts are covered in writing. So you will have a 60 minutes of test wherein as a test taker you would be attempting task 1 and task 2. For the general training test takers, task 1 is letter writing and task 2 is essay writing, while for the academic test takers, task 1 is report writing and task 2 remains the same, which is essay writing. Now, just briefly telling you about the two tasks. So for the letter writing part, we have three different categories of letters. We have informal letters, formal letters, and the semi-formal letters. While for the essay writing part, we have several categories, but broadly classifying, we have opinion-based, non-opinion, and the combination category. So several categories like problem solution essay, or do you agree, disagree type of essays, or what are the advantages and disadvantages type of essays, all can be clubbed under these. And when it comes to the report writing part, we have 6 to 7 types of reports. So we have line graph, bar graph, pie chart, table, map or diagrams, process chart and flow chart, or it could also be a combination like for example, pie chart and a line graph combined in one. So that is how it goes. For the report writing, that means for the task 1, the students are supposed to attempt task in a way that they're able to cover 150 to 180 words, because the question paper specifically demands at least 150 words for writing task 1, and when it comes to writing task 2, at least 250 words is what they demand. So we suggest the students to write somewhere around 280 and 290 words, but we tell them not to go beyond that. And with respect to the time division, as I mentioned, we've got 60 minutes to attempt both these tasks. Okay, so it's not 60 and 60, a total of 60 minutes where we tell the students to spend not more than 20 minutes in task 1 and not more than 40 minutes in task 2. So basically, the student can attempt either of these first. You get both the question papers all together. So if you wish to attempt task 2 first, then make sure you're not spending more than 40 minutes over there, because task 1 has got 1/3 the weightage of your overall writing task.
Okay, so you look at how much the marks it can give you and then just use that to tell you how long to spend on it. Yeah. Yes. That's a classic sort of strategy for writing, definitely.
There are different parameters on the basis of which these bands are given. So task response, we have how well you've been able to comprehend the task question and you've been able to answer the question. Then cohesion and coherence, that covers usage of connectors and transition from, let's say, one mood to the other. And then we've got lexical resources, which in layman language we call vocabulary, and grammatical range and accuracy is again another very important parameter, which is quite similar to what we have for speaking test.
Fantastic. Okay, so you've got lots of time really to answer that many questions. If my maths is right, you've got about an hour and about 400 words minimum to write, which I think if my maths is right is about 8 words a minute maybe. But I was imagining, are you likely to be getting like a band 7, 8 or 9 if you are just getting the minimum?
See, that would depend on, as I mentioned, there are different parameters on the basis of which the band score will be decided. So even if the student has given a task response, that is up to the mark, but the grammar part is something that the student is not able to deal with. So all the 4 parameters are given bands separately first of all. So if I am supposed to check somebody's answer sheet, I would check in and I would rather grade the student in all the 4 parameters separately. So I would check how much the student deserves with respect to the task response part. So basically, the way it happens for practical exams, mathematics for example, where you get step marking, the same happens over here also. So there are students who would say, ma'am, we did not attempt the question because we had no clue of what the question was talking about. We still tell the students to attempt the question. So at the most you would not be getting bands for the task response, but then the other 3 parameters you will still be scoring if you're good at it. So that is how it goes.
Fantastic. I think that was very comprehensive run through of what to expect. Anything else to add, Rishi?
Every criteria has 25% of weightage. task response 25%, coherence and cohesion 25%, lexical resource again 25%. Anywhere you miss one of these criteria, you lose a point, 1 or 2 bands, because task response is very, very important. If I have understood the question very well, have I answered the way they want me to answer, have I answered the sequential order questions, have I given my opinion on it, have I given a conclusion part, have I used annotations or punctuation marks, have I aligned my idea from start to the end, have I stayed on to the point, have I been following the instructions what they want me to. Now if you're not using the range of vocabulary, you're not good at the essay. That's how it's perceived as.
So yeah, so building your vocabulary is
Very,
super
very
important.
important.
And same for speaking, which just brings on to our last section, speaking. We've already touched on it a little bit, so we don't need to add much more. But we didn't talk about how long actually were the sections for the 3 sections for the speaking.
Speaking totally would comprise of 11 to 14 minutes, but it can actually go up to 20 as well. But then, but then it's not necessary if you speak for 20 minutes at a length, then you actually have done pretty well. No.
Is that a sign that the examiner really likes you? If they want to keep you for 20 minutes? Oh no, I see.
It's just a technique that
Normally you think someone likes you when they keep you for much longer, but no, they're looking for something.
Not in case of speaking.
Speaking, absolutely not. Yeah.
So they're looking for something good from you. Is that why they're trying to give you more chance?
Yeah.